Alrighty, welcome back to my channel. Hi, what is going on? What's the scoop? What's the story? Yeah, so I think I really wanted to just come on here and sort of lift the mood and not talk so much about what's going on currently, because I think everybody's over it. Like, we all know it's scary, it's a lot to talk about, to think about. So yeah, I was just thinking, what if we all just got together and did a self-care Sunday? Take a step back, relax, kind of like forget about what's going on for a minute and just take care of yourself. Why not? It is, what time? Let me check. Okay, it's like 1 o'clock. We're gonna need this bad boy. Not saying to go crazy, but a drink definitely helps to relax me. I know that's the case for a lot of other people, so cheers to that. Let's just, pour a little extra. Pour for the ones at home. Let's do that. So we have this. I've gotten this brand before, Stone Bay. I think it's good. It's really inexpensive and it's like not bad. So yeah, cheers. I hope you all are drinking a little glass if you're able, legal age and whatnot, but cheers. Pretty good. Okay. Work. So, self-care. What does that mean? For me, that's like taking a time out, chilling out. When I'm practicing self-care, I like to do it alone. That's like just personal preference. But if you're quarantining somewhere with someone, your family, boyfriend, girlfriend, friends, roommates, whatever, this could be a fun thing to do, all together. So I have a couple things, and I made a Sephora order and got a couple of little like serums. So in my very first video, my favorites video, I talked about one of this brand's serums in particular, and that was the caffeine solution, which actually I have an open one. Oh my gosh, everything's falling. I have an open one right here. It's just caffeine, and it helps to, what does it do? It like depuffs, it kind of helps to alleviate like dark circles. You can put it on your forehead, and I think it's supposed to also help with like lines and stuff too. I really like this. I use this like every day, and you don't need a lot, and it's like $6. Like, it's really good. So I got a new one of those, the buffet, which is a couple of different things in this bottle. Let's see the main things that are in here. So glycerin, water, pentapeptide. Okay, there's a lot of things that I do not know that are in here, but this had good reviews on Sephora pretty much. I'm not a scientist, maybe you are, and you know exactly what this all does, but I don't know, I think it's just fun to do a little serum, and then hopefully you'll have nicer skin at the end of it, right? That's the game plan. This one I am really excited about, hyaluronic acid. So whenever I've used hyaluronic acid in like a sheet mask or in like a moisturizer or something, your skin looks so like plump and juicy in the following hours afterwards. And who doesn't want, beautiful, gorgeous, stunning skin? Of course I do. The only thing is, it doesn't really do so much for like long term. So it's like if you keep doing it every day, you'll have the effects afterwards for like a couple hours, and then your skin goes back to normal pretty much. It's not like something where like it's like solely a moisturizer where it's like making your skin softer and smoother over time. This just kind of like puffs it up and gives it some juice for a little while. So if you have like a date night or you're going out and you wanna, when we can go out again, but if you're going out eventually or to a wedding or something, I don't know, I think this is like a cool thing. And again, this is pretty inexpensive. I think the buffet one was the most. It was like $14, but still not a lot. So those are the things I have right now to chat about. Let's have another sip and we can try some of these things out. Okay, great. So I got my mirror. Is it not the most gayest thing you've ever seen for a mirror? Anyways, it works. It has a magnifying side and a regular side. So I'm gonna be using this just because my vanity is kind of tucked in the corner, so to like set this up, my camera on the vanity, it's like a lot, so we're not doing that. But yeah, let's try out some of these things. Let's see. I've tried the caffeine one before, and we have one open, so we don't need to open that right now. But let's do the buffet thing and just like see what we think. I also think I kind of want to talk about I don't know, maybe like coping mechanisms, like things that we all can do at home alone or, you know, with whoever you're with, to make yourself feel better a little bit. Because I know personally, the second I start reading the news, it's like a black hole. I just spiral into it and it's just depressing. It's so sad. Like there's nothing positive out there to read. If you're on like the regular news sites, it's all just like virus, virus, virus. So my first suggestion with that would be not to sit there and read it for hours like I started doing. I've since stopped, but you know, maybe I think it is good to be alert and aware to what is going on. So say midday for the next couple weeks, you know, you look one time every day, and then in that time you'll get, you know, the news from the past 24 hours. You don't need to see hour by hour updates, like that's too much. And if something really urgent does happen and you happen to not be looking, I'm sure one of your friends or a family member will be like, hey, did you hear this, whatever. So I think checking like once a day is more than enough. I would definitely encourage to look less at the news, because at least for me, it helps to not think about it so much and not have it constantly in my head when I'm like always looking it up, if that makes sense. So yeah, let's get into this and then we can maybe add some more like coping ideas or things to kind of make this maybe a little bit more manageable. I'm not an expert, I don't claim to be. This is just kind of my own thoughts. Maybe this won't work for everybody, but for the time being, it's working for me. So we're gonna start with the Ordinary Buffet, and this is like the mix of things. So let's just see. I love these little tubes and little like the sciencey tester things. Like this, you know, you can squeeze it and make it some of the product in there, which is just sort of cool. What I do is that I have some product in there, you can see. Grab my little handy mirror, we get the non-magnified side, and just sort of dab a little on. And you kind of maybe rub it in a bit with this. And then actually I recently showered, so I'm gonna stick that back in the tube, and then I'm just gonna use my fingers, hands are clean, recently washed, and just rub this on in. It's pretty cooling. Obviously, you know, we're not gonna see the effects of what this does one-time use, but I don't know. We could try it out, and I will definitely give updates later on. Okay, yeah, it's definitely cooling. It gives a little gloss, which I actually kind of like, you know, a natural glow. I mean, I'm sure it'll dry down soon, but it's nice. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to smell it. Let's see what it smells like. Oh my gosh, almost dropping it. Okay, let's see. It smells fresh. It smells, yeah, very, very subtle, fresh smell. Like airy and like green is what I'm getting. I don't know. Let's do another one of these. Oh, and I know people are gonna see my ice cubes in here. Listen, you can drink your wine however you want to. I'm gonna have it with ice cubes. This was sitting in my room, so I didn't wanna drink warm wine. Sorry, that's the story with that. Sue me. Okay. I always like try to be gentle because I don't want to like rip the box open, but sometimes you just gotta get in there, right? Okay, because I think the boxes are so nice. It looks very like scientific, which I appreciate. Okay. So now this is the one that I was explaining that I really like hyaluronic acid from other things. I've never had it from this brand, like in the serum kind of thing. So it's the same thing, little bottle like this, and I'm just gonna grab a little bit of product and just do the same thing. This one seems, when I'm looking at it, to be just a little bit more like sticky. I don't know if you can see, like, yeah, you can, like the little like stickiness coming out, but that's fine. So let me just put this down, grab my mirror again, so I'm not just like going so close to the camera. But yeah, let's just do a little bit. Okay. Yeah, right? Why not? Okay, we don't need this anymore. Oh, actually, no. We'll keep this. Let's see. Yeah, this one's definitely a little bit of like a thicker consistency compared to the first buffet one that we did. And then, yeah. I don't really know if you're supposed to put this like right into your eye. I mean, I'm sure you could, like right around it. But I'll just actually do those two. And then I'll use the one that I normally use or have tried before, which is the caffeine one. And then also just to show, this bottle is brown. This one is also like maybe 2 or 3 months old. So maybe the new one that I got of this is now the white bottle. I like the white bottles better. I think they look way prettier. This is kind of like murky and you can't see. These look really cute. So that's that. And then let's just open this guy up, the last thing. This one I'll just do around the eyes. You really don't need a ton, but I mean also I'm just like sitting in my house, so it doesn't really matter if I put too much on. Whatever. It can take forever to dry, it doesn't really matter. So that's that. Yeah, this one I kind of leave a little bit thicker to start and then slowly rub it in just to really get all the nutrients. And I'll go above my eyes too. Yeah, okay, I just look like very glossy, okay. Okay, so another tip and kind of just thing that's been working for me about like the social distancing and being home, maybe alone, often for extended periods of time, or maybe that's only what you're doing, you're not seeing anybody else. Either way, there's things you can definitely do at home to take up your time. There's a ton. So I know it's tempting to like lay home and just sit in bed or sit on the couch, sit on Netflix, Hulu, whatever, and just like do nothing, which can be nice, and I totally get that. I think if I did that for days on end, I would get so bored, and then I would feel like, oh crap, like I'm not doing anything to better myself, or it's kind of like days wasted, and I don't like to do that. Like one day, sure, don't get me wrong, especially after like going out or something, I need to like rest and relax, but I think when you don't know how long you're gonna be home for, it's important not to do that every day, and still kind of keep some kind of schedule, just so when you do go back to work and back to regular life, you know, whatever that's gonna eventually be like, it's not like such a shock, if that makes sense. So for example, like the days you aren't relaxing on the couch or in bed, shower, get ready, like put makeup on, do your normal routine, just to keep yourself kind of like aware of that. If you have like your video chats, you know, it's better to be the nicest looking one there, nicest dressed with the, you know, your hair and skin looking great, rather than the schlub who's just wearing like their pajamas, which is tempting, I get it. But personally, I think it's better to look a little bit more put together, even if you're just staying at home. And it also can be like a confidence booster. Like I know if I'm like at home or whatever, and I walk by the mirror and I look like crap, I'm like, okay, you know, this sucks. But if I walk by and I'm like, wow, okay, nice outfit, you know, you look like you're going out. It sounds stupid, but I think it's really good to, I don't know, you look good, you'll feel good, you know, that's what I'm saying. That's my thoughts on that. Yeah, I think it's time for a refill. What do you think? If you're at the same step, refill with me. Cheers. Just a little. Why not? Other things that I could suggest to do at home, if you're bored, say you're not happy with your job, apply to some jobs, work on your resume, update it, whatever. It can take, you know, 20 minutes to do. It's super easy. Other things are, like, say you have something that you haven't really gotten around to cleaning and you're just like, it's been staring at you. Now is the time. You have no excuse. It's time to clean whatever that thing is. My vanity was super dirty. It's not totally clean yet, but I did clean half of it this morning. And I like wiped out all my products, cleaned out the drawers. So half of it is done, which is good. Other things is I didn't do this today, but I did this actually last weekend, is organize your closet. It is so much better to know where your clothes are, you know, when you're getting ready, when you're picking your outfits out. It makes it so much easier, so much less stressful, if you kind of just pile your stuff in your closet and leave it there for months or years or whatever, you know, you're gonna have no idea what you have. You're gonna forget all about certain pieces because you'll only see what's on top. But if you're able to, you know, go through it every couple of months, you'll be like, oh, I didn't even know I had these jeans or this sweater or whatever it is. And then it's like almost like you bought something new, but really it's just something you've had and you forgot you had it. So that could be a good thing to do, like organizing, going through, maybe like some spring cleaning, get rid of some things. If you are driving or leaving your house, maybe this is a good time to go through like a drive-through, you know, shelter donation drop-off sort of thing, where you don't have to maybe interact with anybody, but you're able to like leave old clothes or maybe things that you have that are still usable but that you don't use anymore. So this could be a good time to clean out your kitchen, like your storage space, whatever, your closet, and just also declutter your life a little bit too. Like I feel like when things are clean, I'm like so much more like just happier. When things are dirty and like in disarray, it makes me so upset personally. If anyone else is like that, then that could be a really good thing to do. Decluttering, getting rid of things, organizing. So yeah, that's another idea. So I think the final tip that I can leave everyone with for this time, this uncertain time, and I know it's frustrating, it's scary, it's unsettling, I totally get that, it's anxiety ridden, but I would really suggest, you know, I don't have the virus and I don't have anybody directly connected to me that has it, so I cannot speak for everybody, but I can say, try not to dwell on it, and really appreciate the positive things in your life. So maybe there's an aunt or an uncle or a cousin or somebody you haven't talked to in a while, or an old friend. Reach out to them. This is the perfect time. They're probably feeling a little bit anxious and unsure, you know, you might be or maybe not, but you can reach out and just say like, how are you doing? Maybe do a quick FaceTime or a call. I think this is a really great time to connect with people, and I think that it's so nice to hear from somebody that, you know, you weren't expecting to talk to that day. I know that's always like nice for me if like my grandma calls me and I'm like whatever, maybe I don't always initiate it, but when she does, I'm like, okay, I know somebody else is thinking of me, and maybe they're bored or they're unsure and they're trying to distract themselves. So I think it's a really great time to reach out to loved ones and check in on them, and also it helps to distract yourself as well. Alright, so I think I'll end this little segment there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope some of these tips maybe helped you, or maybe some of these, you know, little self-care things you can also try out at home, or things to take up your time and keep yourself occupied. Stay safe, stay healthy. If you don't have to leave your home, don't. If there's somebody in your building or in your neighborhood that maybe is elderly or disabled, maybe give them a call, knock on their door and say like, hey, do you need me to grab groceries or whatever. Yeah, check in on loved ones, and we're gonna be all right. I don't know when this is gonna be over, but you know, hopefully it's soon. So thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.